afternoon. How are you today? I'm Jazz, and this is Thursday, September 17th. It is the new moon in Virgo. Virgo, oh my goodness, I thought we were done with Virgo. But the cycle that we just finished was Leo, and now we are entering into Virgo. For some reason, I thought that we were entering Libra, probably because the sun is coming into Libra very soon, and I thought the moon was in Libra. And in fact, the moon is going to be in Libra later tonight in the evening. So just the timing is just so close. We're at the very last degrees of Virgo. But the moon in Virgo, the new moon was at 11 a.m. this morning, Eastern time. So, but just like that smushing of energy together. I don't know about you, but there's just so much stuff being brewed, being brought up to the surface, being transmuted, being released. And that did send me on quite the spin for the past week or so. So I don't know how was your week? How did you finish that last cycle in Leo? What kind of soul truths did you find out about yourself as you closed into the last lunation and saw what lessons that you learned? So let me know in the comments. But for now, let's focus on this new moon in Virgo. So Virgo is about nourishment. It's the cycle of the maiden goddess, right? So it's about service. Virgo is about being of service. So this month, then your invitation is, how can I be of service to others? And the big question that you have to ask yourself is, what is the difference for you between being of service and being in servitude? What is the difference for you between being in service and being in servitude? Those are very two different things. So you'll get to learn about your boundaries. You'll get to learn about your heart center as well. If you are overgiving, undergiving, your cycle of generosity. A lot of us light workers, we are overgivers in so many different aspects. Boundaries are not respected. And that, even if it feels really good to give, if we don't receive back, it does build a lot of resentment. So your other invitation is to look into your life as to, where are you noticing resentment in your life? Where are you noticing anger? And just take them for what they are. The fact that you've been overgiving with an expectation of return that is not being returned to you. But the problem is not that others aren't giving back to you. The problem is that you have been overgiving. So as hard as it is, just bring your energy back to you. Bring your energy back to you. Breathe all of that back in so that you don't overly extend yourself in areas that might not be your playground, right? Questions about that? Let me know. Let's have a session about that. The other flip side of Virgo as well that I invite you to look into this month is perfectionism. Because when Virgo wants to be of service, Virgo is so organized. She knows what to do. She knows how to do it well. She knows what's the best for the situation. So that can be really, really great and helpful, right? Except when we fall into that other perfectionist area of Virgo, which is, I know how to do it. I know how to do it better than anybody else, and everybody else sucks. And this is my way of doing it. And I know that my way is the best way. All right. So that's kind of the flip side of Virgo. The other flip side, the other way that this shows up is, I can't move forward in my project. I can't move forward in my business. I can't move forward with developing my intuition until I know it perfectly. And so in that sense, you're your own worst enemy, because you're waiting for that moment of perfection before saying yes to the opportunity. How many times have I seen that? Like when I was much younger in my 20s, working in the federal government, and in the 20s, everybody was getting married, starting to have babies, and people were saying, I'm just waiting for the right moment before I can have a baby. Like, are you ever 100% ready? Right? Most of us mothers, we know that we're never 100% ready for the beautiful adventure ahead, but you have to say that yes and go forward anyway. Are you ever 100% ready to change jobs, to work on your path? To do you ever know 100% of everything? No, we don't. Perfection is an illusion. So if there's something that you want to do, just feel into that and take the first step. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for like all the 1,000 signs that you're asking for. Asking for signs like 1,000 times for the same damn thing, that's just a sign that you're not confident. That's a sign that you're lacking faith in yourself. So stop asking for the signs. Ask for maybe one, maybe two, maybe three. Then stop asking for signs and take the leap of faith. Take the first step. It doesn't have to be big, but take a first step. All right, kind of preaching to you today, aren't I? So that's the energy of Virgo. So what is that going to look for you today? So if you put some questions in your journal right now, I invite you to write about, where am I feeling resentment in my life? Where am I noticing perfectionism in my life? Where is resentment and perfectionism stopping me from taking a first step in my desired path ahead? 3 biggies to start the month, but it's perfect to do this at the new moon, because then you see what unfolds for the rest of the month, and then you're aware of the patterns that come up. That's how I live my life, and it just brings a whole lot more magic. So without further ado, let's see what the cards are telling us. So for today, I chose Oracle cards, and it's the Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. So let's see. For the first week, so for this week, for the new moon, the energy is, what did I tell you? Trust your intuition. My life is truly guided. So, and I love this image of that keyhole, and it's the imagery of autumn right here with the fall leaves, because it is the equinox over the weekend, officially next week on the 21st or so, but we're celebrating the equinox, which is a change of seasons, which is a change of goddess archetype as well. We're going from the mother to the queen, and so it's about learning our lessons and receiving with gratitude. But also with the keyhole, it might feel that you're being like sucked in, so you're being kind of packaged in, maybe you're feeling squeezed, and it's only through like being squeezed like an orange that you're going to get to the next place that you need to be, following your desire. So if you've been feeling uncomfortable, that's a good thing. If you've been feeling like you're having a little hissy fit in your head lately, that's a good thing. And take a deep breath. And that means that you are transforming. You are being called to up level to your next level vibration. So that's good, but it doesn't feel good. I know it doesn't feel good, but it's a good thing still. So breathe through it and allow it to happen, and trust in yourself. So again, stop asking for a gazillion signs. Stop consulting every psychic out there. Trust your intuition. Take the first step. Virgo in my head right now is saying some words that I don't want to say publicly on Facebook, but just take the effing step. All right. She's just, Virgo to me often comes as Athena or Artemis. They are the virgin goddesses, the maiden goddesses. And so they're not always encumbered by a whole lot of emotions. Like, you've got a path ahead, just go, take that next step. And they're just so no nonsense, right? So that's kind of the pushing, the gentle nudging that we're having this month. So how are we going to do that? The first quarter moon is a time to start taking that action. So right now you're going to inventory. You're going to trust your feeling. You're invited to really steep into that feeling of desire. Like, what do I desire? What do I want to bring forth to the world? If I am indeed up leveling my vibration, what can that look for me? What is possible now? So open up with that full moon with all the possibilities and choose one path, not 15. My sun is in Gemini, so I'm like the queen of choosing 15 paths ahead. And we need to narrow down the one keyhole. What is that going to look like for you for perhaps the next 6 months, perhaps the next year? And then as we take the first really big action, big leap of faith, we're starting fresh. And look at the change of the seasons on this card. And the affirmation is, a wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. Which means that whichever project that you choose for yourself, it's probably going to be something you've never done before. So celebrate that. And your ego is going to freak out. and that's normal, because your ego wants you to stay small. Your ego wants you to keep doing the same thing you've always been doing because it's been working for you. Why fix it if it's not broken? That's like the favorite saying of the ego. Why fix it if it's not broken? Why change if this is kind of working, even if it's not working, right? The ego doesn't know when something is negative to you. When you're in a negative relationship, when you're in a part of your business that doesn't work for you anymore, your ego says, yeah, but you're still living, so it's working. It doesn't take in account your satisfaction of life. It doesn't take into account your fulfillment of life. So if you say, no, I want to do this, and I've never done it before, and it's really new, and I have the desire to bring that out into the world, your ego is going to say, no, but listen to your soul and not your ego. So the project that you desire is likely going to be something really new, really fresh. It's going to help you feel renewed. It can be anything. I've just took out my watercolors. I haven't touched watercolors since high school. So it's something that I've done before, but I'm much more used to acrylics. Acrylics are just so easy to blend. Watercolor, you have to take your time. You have to layer one watercolor at a time. And so it's a different way of being in my creative process at the same time. So that's like one thing. See, it doesn't have to be like a super huge thing, a super huge decision, but just one little thing, one little project. And I know that working with watercolors, I know that including more painting in my life is going to help me reconnect with a part of my creativity that I had left aside for a while. So what is that going to be for you? Again, you don't have to look for like world-shattering activities. It can be very simple. It can be something that you eat. Virgo, again, is about nourishment. So you might be changing one thing in the way that you eat, one thing in how you nourish yourself, like the food that you put in your body. Does that nourish you? Are you happy with the food you put in your body? And if not, choose something else. Remember, you have the power to choose. So start something fresh, something nourishing. Virgo is going to help you with that. The next card at the full moon is the one that just popped out of the deck as I was shuffling, and it is accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. Ooh, I accept and embrace my inner majesty. Look at all the healing available here. There's the 4 leaves on the rose, the 4 directions: earth, air, fire, water. So there's a whole lot of healing. And did I not mention at the beginning that we are entering autumn and the realm of the queen? And so you are invited to embrace that queen within. So really saying yes to what your soul wants as a yes, and really saying no to what your soul knows you're done with, right? That's part of your inner majesty. It's about giving and receiving. It's about allowing others to help you. Oftentimes, we don't look for help, we don't look for support. But the queen knows that even if you, as a queen in your life, you're kind of directing, you're looking for the well being of everyone, there also needs to be time where you look for your own well being. So it's really an act of balance. So, how does that resonate with you? How are you ready to step more into your queenship? If you have a business, it's growing more and more into your CEO role, into the this is what I want to create through my business. This is what I want to experience. And just let go of what no longer serves. I think that's a big theme, just letting go of what no longer serves so that you can serve with more passion, with more radiance, with more joy. And then by the end of the cycle, the fourth week, I think we've had this card before, but let's do it again. It's about savoring pleasure. It is, I fully embrace bliss in my life. I fully embrace bliss in my life. So by the end, so it's probably going to be a huge transformation this month. Probably going to see a whole lot of new projects that you want to bring out to the world, new ways of being, new hobbies, just so much new stuff, even, not counting the newness of, the reality of school, the reality of going to university, the reality of going to healing circles and Reiki circles and having all kinds of appointments. Like there's just a new way of doing things. And the ego and your soul are going to say, yeah, this is right for me. This is not right for me. And you're going to have to navigate all of that still going through September. Remember the flip sides of the goddess. I'm here to serve, not to be in servitude. I'm here to do what's best for the highest good, not from my egoist, perfectionist perspective. Because there are things that are just not perfect in the world. But it's perfect in its imperfection. So if you're waiting for like the whole world to be on board with your vision of how things are supposed to be, breathe and let that go. Right now, there's no script of what is supposed to be. So just do what you feel, trusting your intuition, what is best for you and what is best for the greatest good. That is the invitation. We're looking at the greater good, not just the egoic desires. Sounds good? All right. So this is a reading for today. Remember, also trust your intuition. Stop asking for a gazillion signs and take action. You're probably going to take action on a new project. You're going to feel like you're starting something fresh. And then just accept what is. It's going to help you release so much anxiety when you just accept what is. One of the phrases my students often say that they get from me is like, it is what it is. It is what it is. And now what do you want to do about it? Right? And always act from the greatest good. And then with all the inner flipping and the ego resisting and all the stuff that is going to be thrown your way for this lunation, still you're going to rise in your queenship, in your sovereignty over your whole life. So you deserve some time off and just rest a little bit, especially because next month we are going to enter the Libra moon, which is about beauty and art. But for now, we just need to make space for that soulful expansion and soulful radiance. Makes sense? My invitations to you, in addition to all of this journaling, is that if you want more support, I invite you to join the Radiance membership. It's just going to be beautiful, working with goddess archetypes, working with defining your desire, eliminating the shoulds, eliminating what you think you should do. Like, what should I do to be happy? But instead, you're going to reframe that into, this is what is emerging from my soul. And doing so, you're going to be reclaiming that sovereignty that the cards have been talking about. And you'll be creating your life, and it's going to feel so different. You're going to radiate. You're going to feel younger. You're going to feel more creative. You're going to feel in the flow of life. And that is done through self exploration and also some funky, fun, magical practices that I'm going to share with you in the membership site. So I will put a link. I invite you to check it out. We start October 1st, so it's really, really fun, really, really soon as well. But I know that this is going to be life affirming and life transforming. So I invite you to join me in the Radiance membership. Till then, I'm giving you a big, big hug. I'm wrapping you up in so much love, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.